Alrighty, should be good here in just a second. Close that. Close that. Pop this open, slide that open. Don't switch. All right, we're good on that. Should be all good on the audio too. How's everybody doing? Finally got my chat up too. I'm closing that. Oh, an ad. It's always a little annoying. It's like, damn. How's everybody doing? Hopefully quite well here on a nice Saturday. Fucking cold outside though. At least by me, it's fucking freezing. All right, there we go. Now it's up. What's up, Spears? How's it going? Space and Spears, the first two people to talk. Ironic. What's up, Space? How's it going? What up, Mike? What up, Space or Stud? Yeah, we're doing pretty good on likes so far. Up to 5. It's pretty good. Should be an interesting week. We have a lot of good ass games. We got what? We got Raiders, Dolphins, Vikings, Titans, Colts, Jets. I mean, we got some bangers, right? What other good ass games we got this week? Cowboys, Texans. Who's minus 14? For the Lions, Jaguars. Lions, Jaguars may be game of the week. That's going to probably have a ton of points scored in it. Bills, Chiefs. Ugh. Yeah, there's some bad games this week. Like, yeah, Commanders, Eagles. That's a pretty bad game. Saints, Browns, Saints could be game of the year. We're not too sure yet. But like another bad game this week is like Ravens, Steelers. No one really cares about that. Falcons, Broncos looks pretty bad. Seahawks, 49ers, Chiefs, Bills. A couple teams that are kind of irrelevant that are playing this weekend. That's okay. You know, just saying the opposite today for no reason. It's just like, wait. What's he saying? Why is he? What the fuck is the point of it? But yeah, no, I get it. Like the complete opposite of everything I just said is how this week should be probably looked at, right? Great week of football overall. Even like the shitty games are like kind of intriguing, right? Because it's like actually Browns versus Saints is kind of interesting, right? Because it's like Jameis Winston versus old team. That's kind of fun for a shitty game. Lions versus Jaguars isn't going to be very fun. Raiders, Dolphins, who really cares? Well, to be fair, the Dolphins, if they win that game, I think they're still like a very relevant playoff team, actually. So the AFC isn't very good right now. Actually, one thing we should look at, by the way, has the NFC finally surpassed the AFC? Outside of like the quite obvious thing of like, you know, the AFC always wins the Super Bowl, but like on a talent level, look at, okay, they already have playoff pictures, which is nice. I can fit all of them in if I do this. So this is the teams that are in the playoffs right now, right? So when we look at the bottom teams for the NFC, the 7th seed right now is 7-4. The 6th seed is 6-3. The 5 seed is 7-2. The Cardinals are 6-4. They lead the division right now, which is pretty crazy. The Falcons are 6-4. They're in 3rd place. The Eagles are in 2nd place and 8-2, and the Lions are 8-1 in 1st place. The NFC is stacked right now because again, you've got young Jaden Daniels, you've got young, well, kind of old you got Bitch McGillicuddy, Jordan Love, whatever. You got Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, Jalen Hurts, who's playing good again finally. And then you have Jared Goff. And then, of course, you've got guys like on the Rams with Stafford. Other teams have good quarterbacks. You have Steelers winning the division. It's possible. 9-0 Chiefs, 8-1 Lions. Yeah, and then when you look at the AFC, listen to this. The Broncos are 5-5, and they're the 7 seed. To be the 7 seed right now in the NFC, you have to be at least 7-4. That feels crazy, doesn't it? I haven't seen so. This is usually reverse. The Chargers are 6-3. It normals out, right? It kind of normals out a little bit there. But that's pretty crazy to see a 500 team in the playoffs right now. Well, they have the Ravens. Ravens are really good. I think the Chargers are quite dangerous if they keep playing well. But look at this. This is the thing that's interesting, right? The 49ers are not a playoff team right now, by the way. You know what? It actually, I didn't even notice this. It kind of becomes very even when you start looking about it. What's up, Sentinel? The AFC has the better QBs, but the NFC has the better overall teams. I think that's the better way to look at it. But the bottom of the league is still pretty even. Both 8 seeds are, the 8 seed for the NFC is the 49ers at 5-4. The 8 seed for the AFC is 4-6. The Patriots are theoretically 2 games out of the playoffs right now. Whereas, like, oh, that's the thing. If you go down to either 12 seed, the Patriots, Jets, Dolphins are a game and a half. All these teams are only a game and a half, and these 2 are 2 out. Whereas, like, the Bucks are 3 games out, or 2 games out, a game, 2 games out, 2 games out, 2 games out. You know what I mean? Like, there's an actual sizable gap from the 7, whereas like a 3-7 team is the 14 seed, and it gets really interesting. Oh, what the hell? Commanders making the playoffs 7-9. Nah, they won't be making the playoffs. When will the Bills win the division again? They'll probably win it this year. What's up, Jacob? Giants aren't even eliminated yet. It's a wacky year. Yeah, there's a lot of parity going on. The Giants and Jaguars and Raiders will probably be eliminated pretty quick, along with the Browns, Titans. All those 2-win teams are probably on the precipice of being cut out. Sorry if I missed what you said, Spears. If I miss what anybody says, just repeat yourself and it's fine. But yeah, so that's just kind of like looking at the playoffs and kind of like considering like where everybody is. I find it very interesting that the 49ers are not a playoff team. Yeah, the injuries are kind of piling up for San Francisco. They just haven't had a good run of things. But again, they're in second place. So it's like if the Cardinals lose a game and the 49ers win, they jump back into the playoff race. Yeah, they might fire Shanahan, which is crazy to think about. I think the Bills might be the 2nd seed. Most likely, yeah, the Bills will be 2, unless KC drops a couple games. But yeah, that's just kind of looking at like the playoffs right now. This is interesting. Lions are in a really good spot if they can win this week. As far as like playoff seeding goes. 49ers need to win all their division games plus another 3. Yeah, the NFC North is very competitive, or the NFC West is like very competitive right now. We'll see. The injuries have been brutal for the 49ers all year. No, KC probably would like to lose games, if I'm being honest. Do you want my take on KC's undefeated season? I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs care that they're undefeated. Lions clinch home field advantage throughout the playoffs if they hold. They probably will get it based on like what's left in their schedule. Yeah, I genuinely don't think the Chiefs want to be undefeated. I think they've accidentally become 9-0. The way that they play in games, the effort that they put, it seems like if one team played them and took advantage of all their mistakes, they'd lose. They should be like a 3-loss team right now, and they'd probably be like, we're good enough to make the playoffs. But somehow they've stumbled into an undefeated record because they played, like 2 good teams? It's just like one good team. I don't really know what we count the Broncos as. They have a rookie quarterback, kind of rebuilding. You know what I mean? So the Broncos are like, you can kind of consider them, but they are 5-5. 5-4 at the time, but their only good win was the Ravens. You know what I mean? It's like, that's it. Like, I'm very curious to see how they play Buffalo. This is a big game for them because if Buffalo beats the dog shit out of them this week, I'm going to look at everybody and go, haha, what did I tell you? The NFL has to distinguish this new dynasty from all the others. How a perfect season and a three-peat in the Super Bowl. Chiefs aren't worried because they got a scripted. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think the NFL really cares for three-peats, though. Chiefs don't even look dominant for 9-0. They're just messing around with teams until they run into our hell. Yeah, the problem is they haven't really played a team worth the shit yet. And they've gotten taken to the brink by the Raiders and the Broncos. That's a very interesting group of teams to be taken to the brink by. Will DeAndre Hopkins help? I don't know, maybe. Yeah, they could run into a team like the Steelers. They could lose to the team like teams that don't really play and make mistakes when they play teams like good ass teams are teams like the Steelers, the Bills in the regular season for the Bills. The Lions do have to play the Jaguars. Yeah, they have to play Mac Jones. I mean, that's a tough break for the Lions to have to play the mighty Mac, but it's like, you know, you almost kind of feel bad for Mac. It's like, all right, Mac, you're out there. You got to go play Detroit in Detroit. It's like, oof. Yeah, regular season doesn't mean much. It's like just get to the playoffs and the rest is kind of ask Lions fans. Ask Patriots fans. We know all about not having a great start to a season or however it plays out. And then, you know, the play. What was Belichick's famous saying? What was it? The season doesn't start till November or December. Well, which one was it, Mike? Was it November or December for Belichick? I always remember it being like November was when you cared about football games. Like you can kind of shit the bed through September and October, but as long as you're right about 500 treading water, if you take over in November, you can kind of just dominate your way through the rest of the season. Oh, in the playoffs? I mean, we'll see. I don't know. November. Yeah, season starts in November is a pretty good thing to consider. That's usually when the good teams start like showing their teeth a little bit. Shanahan said that? Yeah, so did Belichick. Yeah, that's because good coaches all believe that. And I guarantee you, Bill Walsh said it before him. And I guarantee you, guys like Vince Lombardi said it before him. You know what I mean? It's not a what's the word? Yeah, it's not an uncommon saying, you know what I mean, from teams that are well coached. That's just Sentinel. That's just where I've heard this saying from. First of all, 70 winning percentage after October. Yeah, good coaches get really good this time of year. This is where they start seriousing it the fuck up. Like the 49ers will probably start winning a ton of games. The Packers are a really good example of a team that usually, when they're playing bad at the beginning of the year, turn it all the way around in about November. When they were with Favre, the beginning years of Rodgers, they were very kind of standard like that. Yeah, they wanted him to come be a defensive coordinator, and he was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Why would I be a defensive coordinator? It's called Give Me the Keys to the Castle or I'm Not Coming. And it's like, yeah, that makes sense. You know, it sucks that you guys couldn't call up Salah before the Packers got a hold of him. Because there was like two teams that was going to get Salah back around. It was either his buddies out in Green Bay or it was going to be you guys. And he went and hung out with his buddies out in Green Bay instead. By the way, thank you guys for the likes. If you haven't dropped one yet, consider doing so. We're almost double digits. Yeah, it's about time he retires, though. He's getting pretty old. He's UFC old. Yeah, and Belichick's going to get a coaching job this time around anyway. Do you guys want another hot take I have? I don't really think that Ben Johnson or Aaron Glenn are going to leave Detroit. I'm more confident Aaron Glenn doesn't want to leave. Or no, I'm more confident Ben Johnson wants to stay, mainly because Ben Johnson, He's like 38 years old. Now, it kind of changes a few things, that there's going to be some very attractive job openings like Cincinnati. He might go to Cincinnati. That's going to be, everyone keeps saying Chicago, 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 but it's like, dog, if they fire Zach Taylor, he's going to Cincinnati. You mean to tell me he's going to be like, no thank you to Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase? I'm good. I'm a passing game specialist. Well, he's actually a run game specialist. Actually, he might not, because he's more of a run game coordinator. Detroit has a very specific guy named Tanner Strand, who runs the passing game in Detroit. Actually, it's either Scotty Montgomery or Tanner Strand who will take over. But Detroit's not expected to miss a beat. Do you know what's even scarier? They're like, it's like the same guy. It's like the guy taking over for Detroit's Ben Johnson when Johnson eventually does leave, if he does, is the same guy. So it's like, wait, Detroit's not going to get any worse when they lose. Fuck. And what makes it sting extra for a 49ers fan is that Belichick has always owned. Yeah, Andy Reid doesn't beat Belichick in the playoffs. Andy Reid only started winning Super Bowls with this stacked team in Mahomes when he hired Steve Spagnuolo in January of 2019, when the Patriots beat him. Yeah, Andy Reid should not get as much credit as he gets for all these Super Bowls. It's like, dog, fuck this dude. Spagnuolo's defensive genius has won that team all these Super Bowls, and it's like bullshit he doesn't get more credit. It's like Brian Billick getting all the credit for, who was the defensive coordinator? Was it Del Rio? No, he was offensive. Who was the DC in oh god, it was he turned out to be, was it Lovie Smith? No. Yeah, right. It was Lovie Smith for the early Ravens teams. No, was it Lovie Smith and the dude from Cincinnati? It might have been Singletary. It might have been Fangio. No, I'm thinking of Marvin Lewis. Like, I think Marvin Lewis was a coach there, and he might have been an offensive coach, but I'm pretty sure Lewis was the DC, wasn't he? Dude, that 2000s Ravens team had one of the craziest coaching staffs you'll ever hear of. Hold on, I guess you know what's funny is I can just look this up. I have the internet. 2000 Ravens coaching staff. It was Marvin Lewis. I was right. Okay, that's what I thought. It was Marvin Lewis. I was like, dude, no, it's like a coach you wouldn't expect to be the coordinator. I was like, really good coach from Cincinnati. Was there forever. Was it Lovie Smith? No, I think he was already over in Chicago. When Reid got a quarterback that compensates for his yeah. Andy Reid is also one of the worst guys to consider ever for clock management. It's very funny. But the benefit of Kyle Shanahan is he's 41 years old. Is he even 41 yet? I don't know. He's under 50, so he's got a while to go. And to be fair, his dad took a minute too. Just to give him a break. Not everybody's fucking Sean McVay. Not everybody's that creepy. I don't know how the hell he pulled that off so young. He was like 4 years older than I am right now when he won a Super Bowl. It's like, how the fuck? Can you imagine if they just like gave me a head coaching job and they're like, all right, Rob, good luck, dude. Go win a Super Bowl. I'd be like, I can't do it for you. I don't know how to do that. I can't get these guys to listen to me. Hey. All right, we're gonna run a pretty cool offense. I was playing Madden and I came up with this. But no, but fucking, you know what I mean? So it's not that surprising. Like, Shanahan still hasn't like quite figured out. Young coaches rarely win. Thinking over the last 10 Super Bowls, who other than McVay, you have one young coach. You've got what, 3 Reids, 3 Belichicks. That's 8 of them. You know what I mean? Like if you just thinking about it, like Peterson won a Super Bowl, I think, in the last 10 years. And the Broncos coach, right? Who was the Broncos coach when they won that shit? Kubiak? McDermott? Yeah, the Bills coach isn't either. He's 44 years old. Yeah, he's not that old. Well, I've waited 30 years to see another Super Bowl victory. I can wait out Shanahan's learning curve. That's what I mean. He'll get it, dude. Like just looking at that list, none of those guys are young, except literally McVay. I'm pretty sure it was Kubiak that was the head coach in Denver, right? Gary Kubiak, or fucking the old Kubiak. I have no idea for some. I cannot remember who the Broncos coach was. I'm just like, I know the last 10 Super Bowl winners because it's very easy. 6 of them are the Patriots and the Chiefs. And then you've got Bruce Arians, old as dog shit. Kubiak, old as dog shit. Peterson, pretty old. McVay, like 35 years old. It's just like he's the only outlier for like all of the last 10 Super Bowl winning coaches being like 60 plus. I think Peterson might have been like in his 50s. He might have been a little younger, but not that was right? That's I have that right? Yeah. Those are all the guys. The majority of them are very old. A majority of them are like almost 70. I was gonna say, I think it was Gary Kubiak that was the coach then, yeah, because his son Clint's coaching right now. I don't know where's he coaching? Is it Washington? No, that's Dan Quinn. Where the hell is Clint? I know he's coaching. What's he doing right now? What we got? What are you doing, Clint? Oh, he's over at the Broncos. Or the Saints? Oh, he's the Saints offensive coordinator. Oh, that's pretty rough. I'll probably watch a John Jones fight later tonight. I'm gonna miss John Jones. He's my favorite UFC fighter probably of all time, just because he's fucking crazy. Chiefs aren't getting worse. The Chiefs are also not playing good on purpose because they don't want to. They're gonna wait till the playoffs. However, who's the best? I don't know. Schwartz is probably a good idea. Who was the coach for the 49 the Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense in that Super Bowl? Steve Bay gonna pull off the? You think so, Randy? And being the Saints off seat, yeah, it does, Mike. It makes so much more sense in Carolina. Brian Flores would be a good one. I honestly think the Patriots would do very well against the Chiefs right now. We wouldn't be able to win because we wouldn't be able to score any points, but that game would end like fucking 13-0, like 13-3 type score. I'm not even kidding. If we had an offense, I think we could upset them motherfuckers. Because like the Patriots are like Mahomes is bullshit. We know how to deal with. Mayo's coached against him plenty of times. He's defensive coordinated against him, I think, in playoff games and beat him. Funnily enough, do we remember the one good game the Lions had outside of the Chiefs outside of the Patriots in the dickhead era? Aaron Glenn for the Lions also held the Chiefs to like 20 points. The Lions are actually very scary for the Chiefs because we watched the Lions go into their stadium and hold them to 20 points and beat them on opening night. The Lions are very well. Aaron Glenn type coaches are very well set up. I think he's in the Parcells tree somehow because he's coming from Sean Payton. So I think he like directly comes from that line. So another NAT. So I think he's lightly in that tree, right? Because Payton comes from Parcells and Aaron Glenn is a Payton guy. Shanahan always lets opponents score on him, more points. Lions are going to beat them. The Lions are going to want brutal revenge against your football team in week 17. What's the dickhead era? What do you mean the dickhead era? Matt Patricia. Oh, Matt Patricia. He got a I think he held the Chiefs to the Lions almost upset the Chiefs in the Matt Patricia era. And it's like, yeah, Patriots, like they know how to kind of deal, like the Patriots people. Also the Colts, when they were coached, but I don't remember who their DC was, but the Colts were like a fucking weird kryptonite for like, because again, there are certain teams. The secret is don't do things that you wouldn't do. Like, don't go into this overthinking it. Like a lot of teams when they go up against Mahomes, like the Buffalo Bills, in the playoffs, specifically in the playoffs, they had there's two ways they play them. If you watch the Bills play them in the regular season, the Bills almost always consistently beat the fuck out of the Kansas City. They're scoring more than Kansas City can keep up. The Kansas City's offense is getting lucky points to like. It's one of these things where it's like, wow, the Bills will destroy them in the playoffs this year. It's like a consistent thing that happens. And then the Bills come in with the craziest game plan you've ever seen. It's just like, all right, we have a whole new plan. It's like, what are you doing? You don't have to do this. You're roster wise, you're better than them. What are you fucking doing? Every single year, every team that plays them, Baltimore did it last year. It's like, Baltimore, if you'd have played them like you played everybody else all year, just play them normal. One of the people who watch his channel named Ven pointed this out where he calls it, I think it's called Kansas City syndrome, where it was a very astute, it was a very good observation, very, very good thing to point out, because it's very true, right? When teams play Kansas City, very specific teams, they do crazy shit to try to win the game where they just don't need to do that. And that's how teams beat Kansas City or lose to them. That's why the Patriots and Tom Brady led playoff teams and Joe Burrow, they played the same game they always play and beat them. Like the Bengals, surprisingly, are like this weird team that just was like, yeah, we're the Cincinnati Bengals. We're not even supposed to be here. And then they just played normal. That's why the Lions are a kryptonite for them. The Lions will play them the exact same way they play everybody. We're going to run the ball. We're going to try to get ahead. And then we're going to play hard-ass nose defense. And like it's just like, if you do that, if you can complete that like same thing you do to everybody, the 49ers screw it up too. They always do it. And that's, again, it's just this weird thing where teams think like, we have our game plan and then we have our Chiefs game plan. It's like, just do your normal game plan. The team you beat to get to the fucking playoffs, to play Kansas City is better than them this year. You shouldn't struggle with them. And then they go out there and they're like doing like weird trick plays all game, and they ran one trick play all season. And now and then suddenly the Bills are running like 40 flea flickers. It's like, you guys don't do that. It's like, yeah, we thought we'd try it. Or they're running like triple reverses and shit, losing 30 yards of play. It's like, what is happening? They're trying to do like running back throws and like they get intercepted. It's like, your running back's never thrown a football in his life, has he? Nah, we just thought we'd dial it up though. Really? That's fun. Why would you do that? It's the same shit teams used to do against New England, where it's just like, how are we going to beat Brady? We got this plan. Let's blitz 8,000 times a game. And then the Patriots would just run the ball, and then they'd be like, well, we've been beaten by the run. Fuck. It's just like teams just do dumb shit. It's like, well, maybe if you just play normal defense instead of, for some reason, deciding to blitz 8 every play. Especially when Brady just started audibling out of fucking throwing the ball every time you decided to blitz. Then you still blitzed anyway when it was like, I'm going to run it. And they ran it. Again, I'm not kidding. There are games like that. And that's why Brady's playoff stats are weird, because teams in the playoffs, for some reason, thought the way to beat the Patriots, and it kind of was a way to actually beat the Patriots, was to blitz 1,000 times a game. But then halfway through the game, Brady and them just started running for like 40 yards at a time, and they'd go, and then they'd stop blitzing, and then they'd have no idea how to play defense. And that's when Tom did that shit where he just ripped people apart in the second half. Yeah, the Chiefs could get better. That's the thing I'm telling you guys. The Chiefs are like hiding their firepower too. Because again, half their team is very hurt. Because the one thing that the Chiefs And a lot of people don't really account for when you're 'cause again, that's why the Patriots never could like three-peat and shit like that. It's just I know what this is. I know this cycle. Yeah, I have no idea why. Sentinel, yeah, and he's like a mentor to Belichick. Like Belichick's one of his mentors. It's like, dog, he can call Bill Belichick. His dad is him and his dad are fucking like best friends. I'm pretty sure Bill's known little Kyle for forever. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, Kyle, what are you doing? He's a bright coach. He's just really his mid-game adjustments, other than in the NFC Championship game. I really thought he figured it out. I really thought last year you guys were going to win the Super Bowl after that. I was like, oh, wow, they actually figured out how to mid-game adjust. Of course, it had to be against the fucking Lions, dude. He probably is. Belichick probably is his godfather. He probably is, dude. And you know what's scary is the Lions are never going to lose like that in the playoffs again. You guys got them you guys taught them a valuable lesson because they're a very smart football team. The Detroit Lions are. They're one of the most they learn really hard from lessons. If you haven't noticed this year, they're showing what they learned. They do not let teams come back in football games anymore. They put a stop to that dumb dog shit. That was one of their Achilles heels last year is they let a lot of teams come back into games because they think, hey, we're up by 27. They're not going to come back. Suddenly it's a 4-point game. This is like, all right, yeah, you guys it's a young team that was trying to figure out I don't think they liked the idea of like blowing a team out for some reason. They were very much against that last year. Now they'll kill people. Just like, all right, cool. They figured out, what the hell are you doing? No. You see that score? You go until you figuratively go, until they stop trying, we're not going to stop. And I'm glad Dan Campbell learned that lesson because if Dan Campbell would have turned on the kill switch in that NFC Championship game instead of taking his goddamn foot off the brakes like he did a little bit, bad mistakes. And again, I'm pretty sure the Lions have learned from that lesson that they took in San Francisco. At least I hope they did. Or else it's going to just be a miserable, miserable fucking playoff run for that team again. Because they're going to take their foot off the brake again against a playoff team. But from what I've seen, the Lions don't do that anymore. Bill Belichick knows Kyle Shanahan and Nick Saban. Yeah. Well, yeah. Belichick and Saban are like the equivalents of one another. Also very close friends. I don't know if they're friends, but what's the word? They're probably friends. The Lions do that now. The Lions are a representation of what football used to be. Dude, the Lions remind me of like good football teams of like I don't want to say it, but they remind me of so many good Patriots teams, don't they? It's just like, holy fuck, this is a good football team. How'd they pull that win off? Because they have you asking, how the fuck did they win? Like the last time I've been baffled by a team winning games like the way that the Lions have pulled. It's literally like the Patriots. I'm like, you're watching a team and you go, I think the Lions are gonna win this fucking game somehow, and they're like, there's no reason to think that, and they're down 23-7, and you're like, I'm pretty sure Detroit's gonna win somehow, and then they do. And now they got a kicker who can boot it almost 60 yards. Do you know how wild that is for that team to have now? And you could see it like clicking in Dan Campbell's head, like as that field goal was going in to win the game for the second time this year. He went, oh, we're fucking really dangerous now. Because that is true. Like the only thing that team needed was a secondary and kicking. And I believe they have the number one passer rating against for their defense, by the way, this year. So their secondary went from 24th or 22nd last year in passer in passer rating allowed to quarterbacks. Now they're the best. They give up it's very hard to pass against Detroit. And it's like one off season they did that shit. They found their Achilles heel, completely corrected it. And I don't know, man, that's a good football team. It's literally the only thing that had the problem with it is the name Detroit Lions. Otherwise, I think everyone would be like, that's the team that's winning the Super Bowl. The only reason, even though most people are pretty sure they're going to win the NFC, it's just that question of, are they really going to be the team that stops Kansas City? And by the way, they're not going to be likable, these Lions fans. They're not the good guys of the story. They could potentially be the worst guys that we've ever seen. And I like the Lions. They're my second favorite team, and I'm trying to warn people about what could come. They're not a likable bunch of people. A lot of you guys watch college football, right? Yeah, Jared Goff also just beats on it. Like, it's just a very funny situation. Like, that could be potential. By the way, it's a crash course that's coming is Detroit versus Kansas City. It's kind of like the Lakers versus Detroit in 2004 in the NBA Finals. There's like a weird, if you don't believe me, go look up like a weird comparison of like the Lakers of 2003, 2004 and the Pistons of 03, 04. And like Detroit, it's like, oh, whoa, that's interesting. Yeah, the Detroit fan base isn't a good group of people that are likable. They're they're bad guys. Like, that's the only way I could put it forward. You guys know how University of Michigan fans are, right? The Wolverine fans in college football. Are they good fans? Are they fun people? Just a genuine question. I personally fucking hate them people. Because I like Michigan State, in terms of like intercollegiate athletics. And I genuinely just don't like their Michigan fans. They're fucking obnoxious motherfuckers. They are. They're again, if you don't really follow college football, you may not have an opinion. But if you do follow college football, you have an opinion on Michigan Wolverine fans. There's a phrase for them. They're so hated called Walmart Wolverines, where they're made fun of because they didn't go there. Again, this is the level of insults people have against this team because I believe the Michigan Wolverines have won every single fucking, I think they're like the most winning team ever. It's one of those things where they're like absurdly cocky. The fan base is some of the most bandwagon like not bandwagon, but fair weather fans that you'll ever see. They're literal bad. Everybody fucking hates these. Like, they celebrate their cheating championship. They don't care that they cheated. They're basically kind of like the mini Patriots fans. They're very, very funny. Everybody hates them. I'm telling you, they're beyond hated in college football. People are so happy that they're bad right now. It's hard to describe. So it's one of these weird things where and all of those people root for the Detroit Lions. I'm telling you, just there's going to be the craziest attitude from them people. Get behind a player, their NFL team drafted, and we'll die on a hill, Braveheart style, to defend that choice because they played for Michigan. Yep. Yeah, and again, Michigan fans are very, very, I'm not saying anything bad about them. They're very loyal. They're annoying. They're loud, obnoxious, fucking pricks, dude. And that's what's going to be the Lions fans. I'm just warning people. These aren't the lovable losers you think they are. In response to blowing out Tennessee, and Titans fans were crying and people were kind of like, hey, that wasn't cool. Do you know what Lions fans said to people? Eat a dick. They're like, listen, and if you ask a Lions fan why they're happy with blowing a team out or like people losing to them badly, they're like, well, for about 45, 50 straight years, we've been the joke of this league. So now it's time to get revenge. And I'm like, dude, these guys winning a Super Bowl is going to be hilarious because the shit they're going to go talk to teams that don't have Super Bowls. Minnesota would be fucked. The Bills will be fucked. Minnesota is fucked if the Lions get a Super Bowl before them. Do you know the crazy things that are going? Because those two fan bases hate each other. That's a new fun rivalry that's developing, by the way, is Detroit versus Minnesota. We're watching they're division rivals, but I think it's becoming deeper than that because, boy, those two teams do not like one another. The fan bases hate one another. Minnesota's noticing it first, by the way. They're the ones that are kind of bringing light to other fans going, hey, these guys aren't like likable people. I don't know why people think these Lions fans are good, likable, like America's little team. No, these are terrible people. And I'm like, they're a little overzealous about the Lions fans, and I'm like, oh no, wait, no, we're not, because the things that I've seen the Lions fans saying to these Vikings fans is crazy. It's quite the fun rivalry that's developing. So always, as I always say, be careful who you wish to dethrone the team that you love or the team that you hate. They could become far worse than the team that you hated. For example, everybody hates the Chiefs more than they hated the Patriots. And I say that with kind of this idea that the Patriots were very hated, and they still are hated, but they were hated in almost like you just wanted to see them lose. Like, it wasn't anything deeper than, it was just like, yeah, I don't really actually like dislike them. I just want them to fucking lose, dude. It's annoying. Whereas with the Chiefs, I feel like people viscerally dislike Kansas City in a way that isn't just like, you know, fuck Mahomes and them. If it was just that, it would feel different. It would be like, oh, this is very similar to Patriots. Oh no, this is way deeper than Patriots hate. Like, the Chiefs will have a correct penalty call, and the whole NFL world goes, "Are you fucking kidding? They're just giving the games to Kansas City." And it's like Mahomes gets like shot in the neck with a full on gun, and like someone stabs, they like disembowel Travis Kelce, and the ref goes, "Gotta flag it," and everybody goes, "For what? Murder?" It's like some of the most blatant fucking penalties I've ever seen in a football game, and people are like, what's the flag? Like, that fucking Falcons game is the clearest example of the way people are crying about like actual penalties. People fear the Patriots but didn't really hate the Patriots until after the 2000, because they kept showing up in the AFC Championship game, and then the misrepresentation of Spygate was really stupid too. And then the Patriots fans just kind of doubled down, and they became like the evil empire. Like, it was like a fun thing for fans. Like, people have seen the Patriots, and also the number one thing that made the Patriots better than the Chiefs, we didn't make excuses. When we lost something, we just disappeared into the shadows like little gremlins. Like, well, have your fun insulting us. We'll be in the shadows hoping next year we win the Super Bowl. Fuck you people. Like, you didn't hear, well, we only lost because we didn't have X, Y, and Z. Like, you know, you never hear a Patriots fan genuinely defend the Super Bowl loss to the Eagles with the following words. Well, if we would have played Malcolm Butler, we would have won. We got outplayed. Fuck. We got by fucking Nick Foles. That's as bad as Eli, man. Like genuinely, we don't, like, there isn't, like, we kind of, like, the only thing that we're kind of mad about that Super Bowl was some shit with Troy Vincent, but that's a way deeper conversation that people don't really like to have. It's just the Chiefs hit the ground so much more faster in terms of hateability because of the glazing than success and more glazing. Yeah, the media loves Mahomes. Part of the reason the Patriots were somewhat likable is because the media actively disliked the Patriots and Tom Brady the entire run. The league tried to stop the Patriots at every conceivable turn, whereas the league is trying to help the Chiefs. It seems like the league does help the Chiefs. That's all I'm saying. Like, there were rules created to stop the Patriots. You know, the pass interference rules, and like, you can't touch receivers after 5 yards. Do you know that rule exists because of the New England Patriots? Like, what's up? I'm sorry I missed your thing, Laura. Like, there are full on rules in the rule book, several of them that are specifically because of the Patriots. Like, the league actively worked to stop us, dude. They ran fake investigations on us. Yeah, the Colts are behind that rule. Yep. Jim Irsay, the head of the rules committee, got a rule made because he said that it was bullshit that the Patriots over physical corners were dominating their fucking tiny little receivers named Reggie Wayne and Marvin Harrison, who the fuck those guys turned out to be. because they couldn't handle the way that fucking Ty Law and Rodney Harrison and fucking I'm blanking on a name, Lawyer Malloy played, so we had to get rid of them. Absolute fucking, well, because Ty Law couldn't stop playing like that, and neither could Lawyer Malloy, so they were fucking just, that was that for them. And then Rodney was able to adjust a bit, and he became very, very good. Dog, I hate Spygate so much. Spygate's one of the stupidest fucking things that's ever happened. Like when the media had to come out and be like, we're sorry about Spygate. It was actually just a 1-game investigation into a preseason game that was the culprit. And they did it at 2 a.m. You know how much bullshit that is? Do you know how many people are stunned to find out that Spygate is a preseason game violation? And that it was perfectly legal to do what the Patriots did up until that preseason game. Week 1. Or whatever the fuck we got caught. No, I don't think they'll fire Cliff. Why? They're 7-4. Why the fuck would they fire Cliff Kingsbury? He has a rookie quarterback that's playing at a rookie of the year level. No. If they do, they're stupid. Hope that helps. Not trying to be aggressive, but why would they do that? That would be a very stupid, overreactive move for a rookie quarterback who has clearly been adjusted to, by the way. I called this. I think in the Discord like 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, before the last 2 games for CJ or for Jaden, I was like, oh, great. They're starting to do that stupid dog shit where they're putting Jaden Daniels in MVP talks when he was 7-2. Remember how they were like, why not Jaden Daniels getting MVP votes? Mike, you probably see me make this statement in the Discord where I went, wow, they're doing it again with fucking with Jaden Daniels. When his rookie fall off comes in the next game or 2, they're gonna stop doing this. Again, it's cyclical with rookies, dude. He's in the rookie stump. Yeah, Cliff's fine. He's literally his quarterback. The league adjusted to what Jaden Daniels can do. So now the next step forward for Jaden is adjusting to the adjustment. This is a common practice, a common thing that happens to rookies, especially rookies that start the season off immediately. Drake may get lucky and only have to deal with it for like 2 weeks and then the season ends. Like that's the honest truth because Drake's only played 4.5 weeks. By the way, Drake May could steal the rookie of the year from Daniels. It's not impossible. Other than the fact that Daniels is winning a lot of games, he could steal the award. In just 4.5 games, May is only 3 touchdowns behind Knicks' lead. That's just like 15. I think 15 total TDs for Knicks is the lead for rookie quarterbacks. And May has 12. He's coming. You guys fucked around and let the Patriots get an actual quarterback. Oh, you guys are fucked once we get a wide receiver. Oh, we just need 1 now. And guess what? 1's going to show up in the offseason because we got $150 million and a rookie quarterback who needs a wide receiver 1. We're what you call a destination now. Things change pretty quick in the NFL. We're back. We just need 1 offseason, and I'm pretty sure we could be a playoff team next year. Yeah, Drake's also like right in the yards thing too. Like Drake could win Rookie of the Year because that will matter. Like the total lack of games he played, the fact that he's 90% of our offense already, the fact that he looks like one of the best rookie quarterbacks, that'll be a thing. Well, yeah, I would agree. If I have Buffalo playing the Lions in the Super Bowl this year, to be honest. And I have the Lions winning it. I think the Lions are dangerously close to having a dynasty. They have the talent to form a dynasty. They have the raw talent. The only question is Jared Goff that guy? That's it. Talent-wise, they have everything they need to be a dynasty. It's just like, can Jared Goff win a Super Bowl or 2? Or 3, like, you know what I mean? You got to win 3. And maybe, because again, there was a glass ceiling for Jared Goff when he was with the Rams and when he got sent to Detroit. However, that glass ceiling is now like way up here. He busted through it, and now there's another glass ceiling where it's like, where is that glass? Where is the ceiling now? What is that ceiling? Because suddenly, Goff is a good quarterback. Like, it's like the last 2 years is like, all right, guys, at some point the gimmick would end with Goff. He would be bad. Like, he just has a bad game every so often where he just throws a ton of picks. It's like a yearly thing with him. Very consistent guy on that. I don't know. We'll see with Goff. He's young. He's only 30. We'll see if he goes back and kind of has a whole new career. The real question is kind of just offhand. If Goff wins a Super Bowl with the Lions, does that fuck Matthew Stafford's legacy up? Like, who is more likely to make the playoffs as a one Super Bowl win quarterback, Matt Stafford or Jared Goff? I'd say Jared Goff. Stafford can have all the good numbers he wants, but guess what? It's this weird. You know what I mean? There's like a weird thing with Jared Goff is playing his best football, but it could be the Alex Smith story, but it could also be that Goff never really had confidence when he played with the Rams because of the way things were treated and the way that everybody kind of talked about it. Now people talk about him like they don't talk about Goff the way they used to. They used to talk about Goff like he was McVay's puppet. Now he's Detroit's quarterback, not Ben Johnson's puppet. There's a difference. You don't hear people saying like Ben Johnson is marionetting fucking Jared Goff. You know, you don't hear like the stories of Jared Goff's helmet not, you know, when he played with the Rams, there was the reports, and it was true, that McVay talked to him literally till the second his helmet turned off. And Goff wasn't allowed to call audibles. He just ran the play that he was told. He was basically Sean McVay's automaton. And that was true. Like, they didn't trust him to do anything but what McVay said to do. And it worked pretty well. They almost won a Super Bowl that way. However, the Patriots kind of figured it out and went, oh, and then they would change their defense as soon as the helmet turned off. And people were doing that to Goff, and it literally ruined him. It was bad. Yeah, that's that dumb shit with quarterbacks. And then they brought in, then Campbell comes and elevates the confidence. We're seeing a different Goff. We're seeing all of that potential talent that was in that first round pick being pushed to its fucking maximums in Detroit. And if you go look at Goff's numbers against the pressure this year, they're the best that they've ever been in his career, right? Like, he's actually, I think, one of the best quarterbacks against pressure this year, suddenly. And that is like a testament to a change of quarterback mentality, right? Two best NFC teams, 2025 NFC Championship game, Lions versus Cardinals. I don't disagree. Cardinals got to build their lineup a little bit, right? They need an offensive line, but that's quite obvious. But yeah, I think the Cardinals are a very decent team. The only problem is the 49ers are also going to be very good again next year when they're fully healthy. So that is it's set up though. But you guys do need a line. Like, that's the big issue. But skill wise, yeah, you guys got a ton of talent. Your big problem is though, every team in your division is fucking loaded. The NFC West, when they're fully healthy, that is one of the most pound-for-pound talented divisions in the NFL. Hard to argue. Like, every receiving core has like 2 or 3 really good wide receivers. They all have good quarterbacks. Pretty solid run games. Pretty good defenses are hit and miss. Seattle doesn't really have a great defense. Rams defense is in rebuild mode, so we kind of give them a little pass. By the way, I'm not really changing any of my picks this week. I still have the Packers. I've got the Lions. Sticking with the Dolphins. I'm sticking with the Patriots because I feel like this is a hilarious game the Rams are going to lose. If they couldn't beat the Dolphins, a team the Patriots beat, well, We beat the Dolphins. However, let me show you something. See, Sentinel, you'll believe me when I tell you the league screwed my team over. So here's my team's wide receiver making a catch, right? Can you see his this is him making the catch. First foot down, right? That's one. Let me hold on. That's one though. You can see the one. That's him making the catch. Then 2. Hold on a minute. 2. One, 2. That was called no touchdown. Here the ball's in his hands. There's foot. Here's toe tap 1. There's toe tap 2. And if you're wondering, hey, was that did his foot actually stay in? Maybe it went out of bounds. Well. You've come to the right place. Where the fuck is it? Show me the other angle where his foot's not down. Yeah, that was a touchdown though. We won the game. That was with like fucking 5 seconds left, dude. You can clearly see his foot's not out. I wish there was a better. Hold on. Let's see what the reason was. If any part of his foot hits out of bounds during the normal continuous motion of taking a step. It doesn't even make sense. Yeah, I was going to say the rule that they use says like, actually toe taps aren't good. It's like, yeah, it is. The only reason that doesn't count is because it's the Patriots. No, it's Polk touchdown, first Dolphins back angle. No, and the truth of the matter on that is if it was against any other team, that shit wouldn't have counted. They would have counted that touchdown. But anyway, so that's why I think we'll beat the Dolphins. Couldn't beat us. The Rams couldn't beat the Dolphins. Transitive property, unless the league gives the Rams the win, of course. I'm gonna go with the Browns revenge game for Jameis Winston. I don't know where Tyquan Thornton goes. He can go wherever. Maybe you guys can have him. I'm going to go with the Steelers. They're like, Lamar literally cannot beat the Steelers. Much better Ravens teams have lost to some of the most dog shit Steelers teams of the last decade. Just mercilessly gotten their asses pushed in, by the way. Normally, these are blowouts. Even from like bad Steelers teams, they'll just win like fucking 27-10 for some reason. Again, the reason they do so is because the truth of this Ravens team is their true identity. They're the Cleveland Browns. That's who these guys are. That's who these jokers are. That's who they'll always be, and that's how the Steelers will forever see this football team. They go, oh, you mean the Browns? We don't lose to Pittsburgh. We don't lose to the fucking Cleveland. I'm like, no, we're Baltimore. It's like, no, Baltimore is in Indianapolis. You guys are the Cleveland Browns. That's your. It's actually kind of horseshit that the Cleveland Browns, who were stripped from the city of Cleveland, have to have the old history of the Cleveland Browns. It's like, that's bullshit. Why do they gotta have that? That's not their history. Their history starts in 92 or some shit, not the 60s. I don't. What are you talking about? What history? That team has no history. The team in Cleveland. That's a new team. Exactly, and know what everybody does. Nobody points this out. It's like, no, the Browns, that all that dog shit history is actually the Ravens' history. All that goes to the Ravens. Like, all the bad Cleveland stuff is like, until like 92, the Browns don't exist. Like, all 92 post Brown stuff, that's Cleveland. He can't separate, but he can run really fast. He also can't catch the ball. That's his big deal. He could probably do kicks or something. I don't know. He also gets hurt really easy because he's like 110 pounds. And he can't put on muscle. he's a I don't know, maybe you guys can get him to, he can't catch. Like, he couldn't catch from Drake, Jacoby, Cam Newton, Tom Brady. Like, nobody could get this guy to catch the ball, dude. We've tried. We've been fucking trying with Taekwon. Well, we didn't have him with Brady, but like, you know, you can't. Like, Mac couldn't get him to work. Mac is a very accurate quarterback. He dog shit arm. He couldn't get him. Nobody could. Yeah, but he just drops it. He just drops everything. He's just a drop machine. Plus, we got Christian Barmore's back. That's why they got to get rid of their 7. Dude, they're too tiny. We have a lot of track stars in the NFL right now. That's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. It's, you know, they like, from what I read, it's the emergence of Kayshon Boutte is why they've kind of given up on him, and they don't want to carry 7 wide receivers going forward, because they were only doing that to see who kind of stepped forward and like establish themselves. They want to cut another person when Duggar is ready to go. So I'm guessing we'll probably lose KJ Osborne pretty soon. Because again, I don't think we want to keep 6 wide receivers either. That's silly. It's just like, that's so many wide receivers. Let's go to 5. Somebody's on their way out too when Duggar's back, because they got rid of a receiver as soon as Barmore was ready. I'm guaranteeing people are there. They use the empty spots on the roster to see who could play receiver. Yeah, hopefully. Hell, him or Bourne. I'm tired of fucking Kendrick. He sucks now. I don't know. He lost it after that injury. I like him as a player. He's been one of my favorite players through our bad times. Ooh. He can't catch no more. He just falls down a lot. His slipping and falling is the reason we got Drake threw that nasty pick. Allowed the safety to just go be a random high out safety, and he's like, where the hell did that guy come from? Yeah, that last pick isn't really even Drake's fault against the Titans. If you watch it, Drake read the right read. That guy, they had Boutte streaking again in one-on-one. He had a guy destroyed. Boutte was basically wide open and had, you know, it was coming right, and then all of a sudden, fucking Bourne falls over. So the safety that was coming up to go play on Bourne just goes and just runs back to the ball that's coming and goes, yeah. It was basically a free play because Bourne slipped and fell and was taken out of the equation. So that, versus the Titans. So the safety was able to just peel back and go make a very, very good play on a football, by the way. An unbelievable leap for a ball. That was so fucking, the timing, like the just right factor for that is incredible. The fact that it worked out the way that worked out is so unfortunate. It's just like that. God damn it, dude. Only to us would that happen. Had Bourne literally just ran an out route like he was supposed to, that might be been a walk-off touchdown. Again, there was no safety up top. That thing was blown. That was blown coverage. Yeah, you guys should probably. It's the December Dolphins. Yeah, you should win. If you don't, you know, what if Miami's the reverse this year and like wins out in December? You know how fucking scary that'd be. And they win a playoff game. I'd be like, oh fuck, this That would actually be scary. That's the one way Miami could scare me as a football team is a very unlikely like December run and a playoff push where they win a game. I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Other than that, it's just like, yeah, ooh, Miami's good in the regular season until we know exactly when. Yeah. Sorry about that, Trey. That's weird. You're not banned, I don't think. You're a mod. I gotta go see some. Yeah. Especially old head concussion boy. That guy's in hell right now. It's very funny and kind of sad to see how aggressive Tua's become in defending himself. Only because you can clearly see like the aggressiveness in his responses elevating. Even since his most recent concussion, he says some wild shit sometimes. It's like, uh-oh. Some of the shit he says is very scary. It's like, oh, fuck, dude, he's got some brain damage. And I don't mean that what's that? Disrespectfully or anything like that. But there definitely seems to be a little bit of an issue with young Tua in the way he was been responding to things. He'll be like, he used to be like, oh, I don't really let people bother me out, outside of football. And now it's like some shit like, you want to strap up the helmet, Oos? And it's like, what? You want to try and be like I play? And it's like, what is he talking about? You want to go through shit as hard as I go through. It's like, oh, again, he literally used to just ignore shit like that. He used to be like, oh, I don't pay attention to stuff like that. Now he's got like monologues about it. It's like, that's troubling. I'm telling you, that's not a personality he's developing. That's actual like brain, like his response to the questions and response like situating comments like that are really escalating. And I don't think that's a good thing. You shouldn't be losing your cool because some dudes on Twitter are really getting to you. Yeah, I don't care what they say. He clearly does now. And it's really fucking him up. He's like, I'll fucking fight him. It's like, damn, Tua. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he just is just wilding out. He doesn't really give a shit. He is Samoan. He might just be wilding out. Like, I could be completely wrong, by the way. He could just be like, I'm so tired of people talking shit about me. Fuck these people. Which I'm for. By the way, if that's the real Tua, then I actually kind of like Tua. I'm like, oh, this is a fun personality, but I hope it's not brain damage. Which again, it kind of, if he does have brain damage, yeah, if it's just if it's him just being a shit talker now, it's cool, right? It's funny. But if it's CTE induced, it's like, Tua, damn it. Again, he could have developed a personality with McDaniel there. Rob, who is no fan, don't play him. He won't play tomorrow night. Okay. Samoans are very proud. I agree with the Samoan stuff. Penei Sewell also talks sometimes like he's got fucking head injuries and shit. But like he very well could, but he's also like a very aggressive guy, right? He's always talking like hold on, I was like, my nose is really itchy. But like whenever Sewell's like interviewed, like he always is trying, he's like stuttering. Like when he was interviewed by Brady, he was like, he asked him like, "What's your favorite part about like what do you guys like to do up there?" And he was like, "Well, you know, we do a lot of like blocking, and it's like his, and you know, it's mostly violence, and it's just like, hell yeah, that's the kind of shit you expect to hear from a big ass Samoan dude." What's your favorite part? I like the I like the fucking violent part. And I'm like, I see why the Lions drafted this dude over everybody else to be like, this is the face of our rebuild. Penei Sewell. It's crazy to think that one of the best players in the NFL is a fucking tackle. Because he's probably the best tackle in football by now. I don't think it's Trent Williams anymore. Trent's getting a little old, and Penei is a fucking machine. So it was Trent. It was him for a while. Oh, Trent Williams. But Penei Sewell might be Detroit's best player. You know, like pound for Brian Branch is really good though. Not yet. St. Brown's up there. They might have the best center in the NFL too. Now that Kelsey retired. I'm just trying to think like who's Detroit's like overall best player. It's got to be Sewell, right? Like all things considered and everything like that. Normally, you know, you don't really consider lineman as the team's best player, but it's like, St. Brown, Sewell, St. Brown, then probably Brian Branch. Is that their best three? Probably. 1 second. My nose is really. What up, Donnie? My nose is fucking itchy as shit right now. It's the worst. I'd probably go with Jordan Love out of those three. Patriots are playing the Rams. They, you know, their defense can be kind of tough. I don't know. I definitely want to go Russell Wilson against the Ravens, but one more second. I guess the real question is, look how the Rams have handled running quarterbacks this year. They gotten beat by a bunch of runners. I know they got the fuck beat out of them by the Cardinals. So, I mean, it's one of them things. It's like if they struggle with quarterbacks that can run well, they might lose to the Drake May might have himself a game. That's what I mean. If the Rams aren't good with running quarterbacks, mobile quarterbacks, the Patriots are going to run for days. Based on the Cardinals blowing them out too, that's a bit of a red flag. Again, they kind of depend on Jared Verse, a rookie who's probably not the greatest at like DE contain yet. Yeah, I don't have any pick changes. Jimmy G. Ah, shit. Yeah, hopefully. Hopefully Hunter does. Hopefully one of these rookie receivers steps up. Hopefully this is the Javon Baker breakout game that we've all been knowing is coming. Me and Mike are just waiting to be right about this. We were dead right about Booty. And now we have our wish, and Booty's our second best receiver. We've been right about Pop Douglas. Immediate got that one. The receiving core is forming before our very eyes of Douglas. He'll be our number 2. Baker's going to be our slot receiver. Or Booty will. Baker will be kind of like our third receiver, 4th guy. And then we'll have T. Higgins as our number 1. It's forming right before our eyes. I can see it. It's already there. We have to get rid of these other fucking losers, though, that are just not working. Polk, I don't really care much about. We got Baker. Polk or Baker really work in either one of those. But Higgins, Pop, Booty, and Baker. Yeah, exactly. That's the tree. That's the group. Baker / Polk. One of the two. If Polk's hands develops, he actually could be a pretty good receiver. He gets open a lot. Polk has like crazy get open separation ability, and I do kind of think, Osborne's holding people back. But I do think Polk has potential too. So keep him again. If he could start catching the ball, he's actually a weapon. He gets open just as often as Pop does, if not more. He actually is very, very tricky to cover, it looks like. But again, just dog shit hands. He's a rookie. You know, it's not like, for example, Quentin Johnston for the Chargers. Remember last year how bad he was about drops and catching the ball? He's very good this year. I don't think anyone really is talking about it for the Chargers. Quentin. He has improved this year. So last year he had 38 catches for 2 TDs and 431 yards in 17 games played. Right? Yeah, and Polk and exactly. Didn't Polk play in college with Drake? Or was that Baker? But this year for Johnston, he's played in 7 games, has 20 catches, has 306 yards and 5 touchdowns. His catch rate has gone from 56.7 to 69%. So that's good. Like, that's like genuinely like he's improving. And what that kind of shows you is he's getting better at catching the ball. So again, just because a rookie is having a tough year catching the ball, he went to college with one of these 2 motherfuckers. I know he did. Like, he has a relationship. Like, he's close with one of. I think he's close with Javon Baker. Is what, if I'm not mistaken. CMC is Seahawks killer. If have 125 rushing, he tied with Jim Brown. Nice. That's pretty good. He needs to get them yards then. Sheesh. But the problem is, I think Baker isn't quite ready to play in the NFL. Oak played for Washington. Yeah, McCaffrey's great. But he was kind of, he comes from like good build to be great. That's a weird statement. His dad was in the NFL, and I believe his mom was a near Olympian or some shit like that. Or like a soccer player or some shit. Track star. Volleyball star. Something like that. His mom was super athletic too. Like I think his brother's going into the NFL or is in the NFL. I think most of his brothers played college football, so it's not super surprising. Kind of like Marvin Harrison Jr. Like, it's like not really. He's going to be different. AJ Hawk was, No, Hawks did AJ Hawk's dad play in the NFL too? Like, I swear to God, AJ Hawk's a second or third generation NFL player. I know Clay Matthews was, and he was better than his dad was somehow, which is fucking crazy. I just can't remember if AJ Hawk's dad also played in the NFL. No, he didn't. But I'm guessing that AJ Hawk will have a kid playing in the NFL. Like, he's got those weird fucking genetics that'll pass straight through to a kid. I truly believe the NFL, more than most sports, is something that genetically passes down. Because again, part of it's just raw speed and power. And like, if you're 6'4" and 6'3", 6'4", 6'2", in that 6 foot plus range, and you can run as fast as them people can, a lot of that's genetic stuff. You probably wind up in the NFL. It's just like, it's kind of like what you're used to. You've been around it, train for it. Cool, lore. I don't know. That helps Christian McCaffrey, though, being a second generation star. It just sucks for him, probably, that his dad was like fucking like, I don't know, giant, like 6'5", 6'4", some shit like that, and he's 5'9", 5'8". He's like, damn, dude, you're as tall as I am, and my mom's 5 foot tall, and my dad's 5'7". That sucks for you. How'd you end up so little? However, being kind of a smaller guy does kind of help for the position he plays. Though I guess if he was taller, he'd probably just play wide receiver. We know what a slightly taller version of Christian McCaffrey is. His name is Cooper Kupp. Right. Tyreek Hill's going to sue the dog shit out of the Miami police. That is so bad for Miami PD. Like, they're probably looking at that going, oh no. Because if this dude had any drop of production, like if his numbers look off, he's going to sue these people so bad, be like, look what you did to me. I don't either, but I fully support the upcoming lawsuit. Because it's very fucking stupid what those cops did. Huh, wonder why this NFL player's speeding. To go to the fucking game, you dumb retard. The only reason you're there is to make sure they get to the game. Guess what? He was getting to the game. Oh, I hate that they even did that to Tyreek. Who the fuck cares? It's clearly what? Like, boy, I wonder who's in that fucking Lamborghini. It can't be one of the players heading down to the stadium, could it? What a dumbass group of cops. Just deal with it inside of the player's fucking parking garage. You know what I mean? Like, no reason to do that. Hell yeah, dude. We're so happy to see Barmore back. People are screwed, too. That guy's never leaving the Patriots after we saved his life. His words, by the way. He said the New England Patriots saved my life. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. We just got a guy for life. And a guy who's got an outsized amount of pull in the league, too. He can bring people in. He's very well liked in the NFL. Dude, my nose is fucking going crazy right now, Bob. I may start rapping soon, dude. I didn't. I'm really annoyed. What games am I doing tomorrow? The Patriots game and then some Sunday night football. Got a few things. Oh, cool. That was awesome. Glad it did that. Yeah. And Cincy Chargers. There's some good 4 o'clock shit, but I got stuff to do. The Lions could get someone fired. Uh-oh. Mac Jones is about to get another coach fired. Yeah, Mike. They could too. They got a lot of money. Oh, he's so fucked. Dude, and it's not that like the Jags can't pull an upset, but it's just like Mac Jones in that building against that level of football team. I know what's about to happen. He's about to get fucking rattled, and he's gonna play like fucking ass. I'm talking some crazy looking interceptions because the Lions make people pay too. And the problem is knowing stupid Mac. He's gonna run his mouth. Like Mac's gonna talk shit too, and like he's gonna say some shit to one of these dudes, and then the Lions are gonna take that shit way too personally because like there's like a chain of events with Mac Jones. He tends to be quite the predictable guy because he's gonna run his mouth. He's gonna say some dumb dog shit, and then the whole team's gonna get mad and try to overplay, and it's just it's a pattern with Mac. He's a mouthy player. I don't think Zadarius Smith likes him. If I remember right, Zadarius Smith is one of the people that have a problem with Mac Jones. And I think that's one of the people that are playing against him this week. Fucking Zadarius Smith. Mike, am I right about this? Doesn't he have an issue? Didn't him and Zadarius have a fucking problem? Wasn't Zadarius the one that hurt his ankle against Baltimore? Was it one of them big ass bullies? Oh no, that was Calais Campbell. That's right. That's more right. Well, yeah, no, the fucking Ravens were pissed that game. Again, I think Smith was on that team, so he could still have some residual hate for Mac. I don't know. Anybody got anything else? I think I'm gonna start wrapping up. I know this is bothering the shit out of me. We got streams tomorrow to do. We did a good hour and a half. Got a couple views, a couple likes. It was like 10. Do we get double digits? Ooh, we'll find out. Oh, we hit 10. Woo, 10 whole likes. But if you could leave a like on your way out, that'd be cool. If you haven't already, I'd appreciate it. That's about that. Live tomorrow for 2 streams. Hopefully people come on by. Jaden Reed from the Jets to New England in 25. Hey, that'd be cool. Get some good players. You don't think the Jets appreciate that they're getting tackling drills and stuff like that as NFL players instead of just being told to fucking tackle? Dude, I can't believe the Jets are doing that. That's crazy. Like, I made a joke that the Patriots coaches need to yell at them about tackling. Because, you know, telling them to tackle is fine. You know, getting on them about, hey, fucking wrap up and make a tackle. But, like, dog, doing a tackle demonstration to an NFL player is so stupid. Crazy, though. Absolute insanity. DJ Reed. I was going to say Jaden Reed's from the Packers. And they ain't going to let him go. Yeah, that's how you know that the player you got from them wasn't any good, Lore. Or the player that the Chiefs picked up wasn't any good. That kicker, that practice squad guy. Chiefs fans are like, oh, we're about to turn another guy from a scrub into a good player. It's like, wait a minute, that's not how that works. Welcome to what kills football teams: bad kicker issues. Chiefs fans haven't had a bad kicker since basically this started off. Because they've had Butker the whole time, basically. So you're about to find out the hard realities of not having a kicker all of a sudden late into a season. They really think it's just like picking up a defensive end who's near the end of his career and him having a resurgent. They're like, yeah, we'll just turn this guy who wasn't very good into a league best kicker. Like, dog, he couldn't win the Jets kicking job. He's just sitting there because they, you know, they're just like, nah. He couldn't win the job. Like, if he was a good kicker, he'd be the Jets kicker right now. A team that we can't kick. But anyway, I'm out of here. Have a good night, everybody. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for coming and hanging out, chit-chatting. It was fun. Peace out. Go Lions, go Patriots, and of course, it's always go Tigers. Or I said that backwards, whatever. All right, have a good night. Good night.